Hey guys, it's day 10 of Veda and today is Siblings Day, so today's video is going to be about my siblings. Technically I just have one brother. His name is Theron and he's a little bit younger than me, but growing up we had neighbors who lived just 2 doors down that had 3 girls. There was one kid born every year for 5 years between the 2 families. So we were kind of like a pack of 5 children who ran around the neighborhood and climbed every tree we could climb and jumped in every puddle we could jump in and got into as much trouble as possible. There are so many stories I can tell you about growing up with 4 siblings, but the one I think I'll tell you today has to do with one of the forts that we made. We were notorious for making forts anywhere and everywhere that we could, in our own yards, in other people's yards, and places we should and maybe some places we shouldn't have. We all lived across the street from the river and we were not allowed to go down by the river, so of course that meant at some point we did. Sorry, Mom. We built this fort in the river that was basically like, it actually was in the river. It was an old tree that had come down and gotten stuck in the mud right off of the bank of the river, and so we found ways to get from the bank to the tree via several modes of transportation. And one of those that we chose was something we called the seesaw bridge, and it pretty much lives up to its name. It was a long board that we found that kind of teetered on a little root that came out of the water, and so you'd walk across it and then it would tip forward and tip back down onto the tree that you wanted to get to. Everything was going awesome with this fort down in the river. Our parents didn't find out about it, no one was bothering us, and we were having the greatest time ever living life on the edge by the river. But one day we're down there and it's getting to be fall, so probably in October or so, and my brother decided to go out to the tree fort. And he was going over the seesaw bridge, got to the tipping point, the board tipped and he tipped in a different direction, and he flailed and grabbed onto a tree, and it was exactly like a cartoon where the tree branch came down and went woo and dipped him in the river. He let go and the tree sprung back up, and Theron, my brother, was soaking wet. So we pulled him out and we knew at that point that we were doomed. There was no way that we were going to be able to get him home without somebody finding out that he had been in the river. We figured our only solution would be to make him wait until he dried, and then once he was dry he could go home and no one would know any better. Unfortunately, it was quite chilly and my brother was very skinny, and sure enough, after a while he started to shiver and shiver, and we kept telling him, no, you can't go home, you can't go home, you're all doomed if you go home. And his lips started to turn blue, and we realized that, all right, maybe it was time to give up and see if we could just sneak him into the house. We all went sneaking up the driveway and figured that no one would be able to find us. We'd just sneak in the back door and get him up to his room and he could change clothes and everything would be great. And apparently while we're doing all of this sneaking, my dad is sitting in the kitchen and just watching us try and be sneaky up the driveway. So we sneak into the kitchen, we open the door, and there's Dad, and he just kind of casually looks up from his dinner, whatever it was he was doing, and he goes, "Hey, so, how'd you get all wet?" That was the end of our fort in the river, but it was good while it lasted, and if only Theron hadn't ruined it with the seesaw bridge. That's it for today, guys. I hope that you all had a great day, just like always, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.